Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. As you can tell by today's video, or the title of today's video, I am going to be recommending books to my animals based on their personality. This is kind of going to be a chatty video, so grab your beverage and your blanket and let's get into it. Hi, are you done? We will start off with Axel. He's like a year and a little under 6 months. And he is a male ferret, and he is extremely laid back. He is definitely a mama's boy. He's very sweet, very easy to handle, and he just loves being around me, and he doesn't really have an issue with new people or anything like that. He's definitely very lovable. So my first recommendation, and my recommendation for Axel, is going to be The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. This is a fantasy story, a very light fantasy story, and it's very much been compared to a middle grade for adults. And this follows Linus, who is a very straight-laced caseworker for an entity that is charged with maintaining the lives of orphans, magical orphans that are in orphanages. And in the beginning of the book, he gets charged with this case involving an orphanage on the sea. And this is a secret orphanage, and it's supposed to hold the most powerful and dangerous magical kids there are. But when Linus shows up, he quickly finds that these children are regular children. They're not dangerous, they're just trying to live their lives, and they are dealing with some intense scrutiny that maybe isn't very fair and kind of changes his mind about magical children. I think the thing that best fits Axel's personality and makes this book so lovable and whimsical is just the feeling of the found family that you get from this book. It definitely feels like putting on a warm sweater and just enjoying your time. It is very whimsically written, and the children are so sweet, and it kind of opens Linus up to the colors in life rather than the grayness that he was feeling before. All right, so then my next recommendation is going to be for Luna. She is our year-old female ferret. She is incredibly quiet, very inquisitive. She always wants to know what's going on, but she is very independent. She will let you know if she does not want you messing with her. And you can always tell that she is trying to figure out what's going on. She sees you, and when she's looking at you, you can tell she's like processing what's going on and just wants to know everything that's going on around her. So my book recommendation for her is going to be Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel. So this is a post-pandemic story in which a pandemic has wiped out 99% of the population, and the theater troupe that we are reading from is in the United States, and they are traveling up the coast just putting on plays and things like that. And in their mission and in their life and in their travels, they come across this cult and a cult leader who is just not doing some very good things. But this is told through a series of flashbacks to when the pandemic hit, to the present when our band of troops are doing their thing. So I think the reason that I would pick this for Luna and her inquisitive nature is that this is a beautifully woven together story where Emily St. John Mandel drops you hints throughout the story, and then she pulls it all together in the very end in a way that just kind of soothes and satisfies the brain in a way, and just makes you, it's awe-inspiring. And I think that it just is a very well done, intentional, and strategic weaving together of storylines that I feel like the inquisitive nature of Luna would love. So next up we have Storm, who is the newest addition to our family. She is a 4-month-old female ferret, and she is a ginormous ball of energy. She wants to play all the time. She's always going, always running. If she's not playing, it's because she's sleeping. And she's very smart, very intelligent, and she's quick to pick up on cues, quick to learn. And so for her, I think I would choose Attack on Titan, a manga and an anime series about this world, about this city that is walled off from the rest of the area around it because there are titans on the outside that are looking to kill the humans on the inside. And when cracks start appearing in the wall that protects them, they have to go on a hunt to figure out what's really going on. Go, go, go all the time. From the very beginning, it is very high energy, high octane, just going, 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 with lots of puzzles and lots of things to learn, and there is never really a dull moment. So this would fit her energetic ass perfectly. All right, so next is Gotham. And Gotham is our 5-year-old cat. She is incredibly sassy, incredibly rude. She does not fuck with anybody that is not my partner. She tolerates me because I feed her and clean her litter box. That's the extent of it. She is incredibly loyal. If my partner is home, she is wherever he is. If he's not home, then she's wherever I am. She always wants to know what's going on. She's always by our side. But she has a very gritty personality, and she just has all of that sass and all of that Batman feeling, all of that Gotham feeling, the grittiness. So I feel like the perfect recommendation for her is Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. So this follows a band of teenagers who are recruited to pull off a heist, and in this heist they are supposed to take something that could change the course of a lot of people's lives. The most notable thing about this duology is, one, the characters, and two, the atmosphere. All of the characters have this gritty anti-hero feeling to them. They all love each other, but they all love each other in their different ways. None of them are soft and lovable. They all have that grit to them. I need to find a synonym for this. And then the atmosphere that goes along with it very much embodies and personifies the characters. Part of this is in Ketterdam, which is a trading city that deals with a lot with mobs and things like that. So there is a lot of seedy underbelly feeling to this that I feel like just fits perfectly with Gotham's anti-hero personality, and I think that she would absolutely love this recommendation. So that's for you, Gotham. All right, so next up we have Tortilla, who is our Russian tortoise. He is roughly 3 to 4 years old, and he is a big scaredy cat. He very much is a loner. I have never hand trained him. I don't like to hand train creatures that are not instinctually social. I don't think they should be hand trained. So I have never tried to do that with him. He doesn't really like people being in his space. He eats, basks under his light, and goes to sleep, and that's kind of his life. So for him, I think he would like something very low risk, low angst, and something that is just enjoyable and kind of fantastical. So I would recommend him Beast of Extraordinary Circumstance by Ruth Emmy Lang. This is a magical realism story following Wei Lin, who is an orphan, and he seems to have some magical abilities that he doesn't really know anything about. He kind of just chalks it up to nature or different things that come into his path, but you are following the points of view of people that he has affected and seen along the way in his journeys. And I think that this would work really well for Tortilla because it is very low stakes. You very much know that Wei Lin is going to have a happy ending. It just has this magical, happy feeling about it that you just feel great the entire time you were reading it. No angst, no anxiety, and it just feels good. All right, and then lastly, we have Pascal, who is our 7-year-old leopard gecko, and he is a nocturnal animal that really just fucks with hunting things. That's kind of his thing. He likes hunting. He's a very slow hunter, so when you drop the crickets in for him to catch, he kind of gets them one by one. He kind of lays in waiting and, strikes at the perfect time. So I think the best book for him would be Lock Every Door by Riley Sager. This is a very slow and apprehensive and anxious story about a girl named Jules who is looking for a house and an employment opportunity in New York when she sees an ad in the paper saying that they are hiring apartment sitters for an exponential amount of money, but there are some rules involved, including that they cannot have anybody stay in the apartment overnight, and they cannot not be in the apartment overnight. They have to stay in the apartment every night. And when people in the apartment building that she, fellow house sitters that she has met along the way start going missing, she kind of dives into what's going on behind the scenes of this apartment and why everything seems to be a little too good to be true. I think the reason that this would be best for Pascal is because this is very slow and apprehensive and anxiety ridden. This is very slow to happen. You start noticing things one by one, and then all of a sudden it's on you, and I think this fits his personality very well. He's a very slow and patient hunter, and then he's on you. So I think this would be the perfect read for him. And there we are. There are the recommendations for my animals that I share my home with. Make sure you comment down below your thoughts on any of the books that I recommended, any other books that you would recommend, books you would recommend to your animals. I would love to hear it, or let's just talk about animals in the comments, because I'm down with that too. But other than that, that is going to be it for this video. Thanks so much for watching.